to YouTube, Facebook, Zoom. Thank you guys for joining us for another Bible study where we dig into the word and we learn more about Jesus and how he wants us to be. Today's Bible study, which will be the last Bible study for this week and next week for me, Brother Lace will still be doing his on Thursday. We're going to end with a little bang here. It's going to seem kind of hard to digest at first, but as we go along, it'll get easier, or hopefully it's so convicting that it changes us. Today we'll be talking about husbands lead, wives submit. Wives submit. So that sounds like I'm talking to only husbands and wives, right? That's what it sounds like. But is that what I'm talking about? Well, we're going to go into the word because, first I want to actually talk real quick. Do you guys believe that God wants people in his house who have bad attitudes, that don't listen to him, that challenge him every time he says something? You know, every thought he has is just challenged.
No.
It is anybody like that? Anybody challenge everything they hear? Don't listen. Could be negative. So the reason I open that way is that, but remember what I just said. God don't want that in his house. Right? So that's what basically the enemy became, basically. He challenging God, defiant, want to take over, things of that nature. And that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit, because I think it's very critical. Husbands lead, godly husbands lead, and wives submit. But what about when you're just a single man and a single woman? What happens then? Well, we need to find out what happens, because somebody taught you the way you are. Somebody done taught you the way you are. And guess what? It's probably most likely not right. Right? And we have ruined many, not just relationships with the opposite gender, you know what I'm saying? Or we've ruined many friendships by the way we are. We've ruined many father, son, daughter, mother relationships by the way we are. I got this great analogy I want to use, because the Bible tells us to submit ourselves one to another. I want to point out that scripture real quick. Submit yourselves one another. I think it's Hebrews 13:17. I want to show us something real quick, and then I'm gonna show an analogy. It's a beautiful one. Hebrews 13, I believe it's 17. Let me see if that's correct. Let me see if I'm on point. Hebrews 13:17. I like verse 1. It said, keep on loving one another as brothers and sisters. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers. All right, but I'm going to go down real quick. Watch this. Have confidence in your leaders and submit to their authorities, because they keep watch over you as those who must give an account. So a lot of spiritual leaders like to use this verse like this is God telling you, I'm watching over your soul. But everybody who knows what I teach, I believe every single person is a leader. Correct? Y'all know I believe that, right? Yay, nay? Y'all don't? Well, I do.
Yes.
So think about what that's saying. I'm going to use an analogy real quick now. If a child, a younger person, runs into the house and said, Mom and Dad, get up right now. We have to escape through the attic. Follow me. Y'all saw what I just did? Who's the leader in that situation?
The child.
But I thought the parents are the leaders at all times. Because the child saw something dangerous and said, or the younger person saw something dangerous. So I am responsible for protecting and leading my family in this particular situation. That makes sense? Or everybody getting that? Y'all understand that, right?
Yeah.
But what if you view children and people less than what you know or believe? Or huh?
So then you die.
Yeah, whatever bad was happening is going to get you, because you're going to start what? Why? What you mean? What's going on? This, that, and other thing. I'm not about to.
Right.
Y'all see what I'm just saying, right? So I like what it says. Have confidence in your leaders. So, for instance, we got a sister on here that knows everything about farming, Sister Sheila, farming, and she know how to can things, and she do all these amazing things with food, right? But if I go to her house and she's trying to teach me to can, I'll be like, well, this video I saw, they don't do it that way. And you see what's going on now? She's in this position, she's leading, and I am not putting any confidence in her method of leadership. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Y'all see the Bible study we're about to have? Y'all kind of digging it? Yeah, this Bible is going to be serious, because we have wrapped our minds around it. What this has done is made men who are not even manly say things like, well, God told me to lead. But he don't know how to submit, because in order to lead, a man got to submit to God. See how this is working? So if I can't submit to Sister Sheila's cannon, or if Sister Jennifer say, hey, I know how to farm, and I go out there, I don't know nothing about farming or planting seeds, and I go out there on her acres and try to tell her, I didn't see that on YouTube. They don't do it that way. That means I'm the type of person who always need to put my opinion in, even when I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is going to get real funky in a minute. It's going to get real funky. Everybody understanding that so far?
Yes, sir.
So the thing about this whole husbands leading, wives submitting, blah, blah, blah stuff is dangerous if mama didn't teach daughter how to be a woman and daddy didn't teach son how to be a man. Is that a big problem in our society?
Very much so.
Oh,
yes, sir.
We have horrible parents. So when you go into a relationship, you have most of us, when we were younger, our parents would tell us things, and we would have this backstabbing, hateful spirit. I can't wait to get out of your house spirit. When did it change in you? Is it possible that's emotionally you're still that age, even though you physically grew up to be 30, 40, 50? Is it possible that same spirit that you had with mom and dad is still in you? That cruel, I can't stand, I hate when blah, blah, blah. We've all said something. I'm going somewhere.
Touch on it, bro.
Huh?
Touch on it. I see where you're going.
So if a woman don't know how to teach her daughter how to be a daughter, how is she a wife? If a woman can't teach her daughter the steps, you're a daughter right now, you're soon to be a woman, and this is how a woman operate to be a wife to a man. What? Oh, we're going to go to Titus, because I think we're going to go to Titus real quick. Titus 1. I'm going to start there first. This is Paul giving Titus some good, godly advice. And this is so important to understand this, because if your mama wasn't a good mama, if your daddy not a good daddy, is it possible that you still have even though you're reading the Bible and you see, oh, Proverbs 31 tells me how to be a virtuous woman, but nothing in me actually is ambitious to go after that, because I'm dealing with this this adolescent spirit of, you can't tell me. I know what I like, right? All right. We're about to go somewhere. We're going to go to Titus. So Paul is giving Titus a little information. I want to show a few things because I'm going to point out the men first. Verse 5, Titus 1, verse 5. That's what we're going to go to first. He said, the reason I left you in Crete was that you might put in order what was left unfinished and appoint elders in every town as I directed you. So Paul is telling Titus, hey, man, I need you to appoint some godly men in Titus. And he's going to describe what these type of men should look like. He's going to give clues, guys. And guess what, men? If you don't look like this, and if you don't desire to look like this, you will never lead properly. Ever. Let's go. Everybody read it ahead of me and jump. Look, everybody done read ahead of me. They like, I done read the whole thing. I know what he about to say. Oh. All right, Titus. So we're going to go at verse 6. Titus 1, verse 6. He says, look what he told him. An elder must be blameless, faithful to his wife, a man whose children believe and are not open to the charge of being wild and disobedient. I'm gonna stop right there. That disqualifies almost everybody in America. A big percent of the population is disqualified from this. But you can have a desire now to understand how I have a goal. There's a standard. The bar is being raised now. And because we sometimes are so depressed, stressed out, and live in pits, we live our life in pits, it's hard to get out of it and see ourselves becoming this. Blameless, faithful to your wife, children believe, they're not wild and disobedient. We're going to keep moving. So this is for the man. Oh, thank you. My submissive wife just brought me juice. All right. Verse 7. Since an overseer manages God's household, he must be blameless. Okay, y'all, watch this. Remember what God said about Noah when it was time for him to flood the earth? How was Noah living?
Blameless.
Oh,
For God.
he was living blameless in a wicked world. So that means
He just did God's will.
That means even when people point their finger at him, God looking at him like, nah, that's my son. He good. So it says, look, he must be blameless, not overbearing. Overbearing. Men, you cannot be overbearing. You got to know you got to have some resolve. You got to know when to shut up. And it's not, and what you saying is not connecting. You got to pull back. Don't be overbearing. Don't make your children hate you. Too many people think I'm the leader of the household. God put me in charge, and they're overbearing. The children hate them in their heart. The children hate you in their heart. They're not showing you, but in their heart, they hate you. Because when you're around, you make them anxious. You create tension in them when you're around. They don't even know how to be with you. Because there's so much anxiety and tension in them because you're overbearing. Talking about you, a leader. All right, we getting there. Y'all ready? Not quick-tempered. Not quick-tempered. A man of God should be quick to listen. That means you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more than you talking. Quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to become angry. Slow. Not given to drunkenness, not violent, not pursuing dishonest gain, not listening to all the gurus out here and saying, I'm gonna become the real estate this and a this and a that and a that and a this. No dishonest game, no bribes. We talked about that last week. I'm going to just do all these things that I see everybody else doing, and they're successful at it. And the whole time they're using people. All right. Women, how I feel that I'm talking to the men right now. It feels great. It feels great. Talk to them men. Your turn. Your turn coming. Rather, he must be hospitable. Oh my goodness. A man of God should be hospitable. One who loves what is good, who is self-controlled and upright, holy and disciplined. Oh my, disciplined. Discipline. Who lacks discipline? If you lack it, now you have a goal. If you're going to have self-control, now you have a goal. This is not to beat you in the mud, bro. This is to get you to look at the goal. Most of us be thinking we good and we have this outer shell, this outer appearance like we straight, and we not. Men to tell you, it's really two men that I've seen lately. I ain't gonna call their name because then I don't want to put nobody, above nobody. But I see how disciplined they are. They know who they are. I done told them. And I said, look, I'm learning a lot from you, from how disciplined you are. And it gives me something to go after. Because I'm in my spirit, I'm very competitive. I'm like, dog, I need to get on my jump. Right? And that's a good thing. Becoming disciplined and self-control, watching everything that you do, what you eat, how you sleep, how you drink water, the common things that becomes. And then you could say, I'm doing God's work consistently on a consistent basis because I become disciplined. I became disciplined. All right, we're going to keep going. He must hold firmly to the trustworthy message as it has been taught, so that he can encourage others by sound doctrine and refute those who oppose it. Oh, there is a goal, guys. Stop walking around saying you leading something and you don't even have a goal in mind of how God wants you to live. The Bible tells men and women how to live, even though mom and dad didn't tell you. So if you listen to what the Bible says, because I just said this, you may be right now 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, but emotionally a child. It's very possible. And if you keep it real with yourself, you can accelerate that process from being emotionally 12 years old to get where you're physically at in life or beyond. If you take to heart what it's saying, let me become blameless. Let me know not to go after dishonest gain. Let me ask my Father in heaven everything that I'm doing. Let me pay attention to what's going on in my household. When my kids ask me something that I can do, if I can do it, let me do it with them. If my child asks me hey, I need your attention. Can you play with me? Let me play with my child, because I'm going to be able to connect with. If my wife is asking me something, let me pay attention to what she's saying to see. Y'all see how this is going on? See, when men are absent in their houses and they're not present ever, that's where wild disobedience, not submissive, disrespect, all that comes in, because they don't care. But they think they're godly, and they're not. God don't even care about all that mess you doing, that you say you're doing it for him. And you making your pockets fatter and whatever. I'm gonna keep going. I don't want to get into 10 through 16 because that's going to create for there are many rebellious people full of meaningless talk and deception, especially those of the circumcision group. He's talking about religious people. What they say is meaningless. It's full of hatred. It's full of self-gratification, self-glorification, self-righteousness. It's full of all of that. They're deceptive and it's meaningless. Those are not the men that need to lead anything, even though it speaks to the ego of the person. That's why a lot of men follow the egocentric type men that's confident enough to tell them to follow them. That's why. It's ego-centered. So you walk around with an egocentric mentality. They must be silenced because they are disrupting whole households. The dude was on the right track of following God, and all of a sudden he said, man, you need to be functioning like this. This is how you put your woman in submission. This is how you take care of your kids. And all of it, all it's doing is creating hatred because you cannot connect to their hearts. Because you are here, you're heady, you're egocentric. So you don't care about what's going in the heart of your family. You know what God cares about? God don't care about you working for him. He cares about what's going on in your heart, because he can't have nobody in his kingdom that's working for him and their heart wants to stab him. He can't have it. This is the problem. We're creating, and people are growing up with all of this in them. This is the problem. So he come in, these dudes, they coming in, they disrupt the whole household by teaching things they ought not to be taught. And they do it because the bigger you get, the more money's coming. The more money's coming. Most mega pastors, or whatever you want to call it, their households are dysfunctional. A lot of their sons are not real men. A lot of their daughters are loose. Just what it is. Why? Because they think they working for God and they're so absent from his real work. If I'm at the crib and I'm not connecting with my family and I don't care to, and I'm silent and I don't care that I'm silent, and I'm dismissive, and I want to go off and be by myself all the time and don't engage my household, what is happening? Man, come on, man. All right, I'm a pass by this because I don't want to get too much into that. I have a question. Women, this is for you guys. Do you believe or do you think that it's possible that a man can teach you how to be a woman?
Yes.
Father did. Yeah.
Amen. Now watch what I'm about to ask. Do you think it's possible that a woman can teach a boy how to be a man?
Yes.
How?
You learn from your father if you have a good father.
No, a woman. No, I never said a father teaches. I said, can a woman teach their son how to be a man?
Only with the example that we had. So the example of a man that we got from our father is the best we can do. We can't, you know what I'm saying? And it's more suggestive. It's not, I can't teach my son how to go to the bathroom. That's manly. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't be telling him to sit down while he got to pee.
All of that.
Yeah, a woman can teach her son certain things, but there's something different because there's something a man needs to do with his hands. There's certain skills he need to have to become that man. All right, go ahead, Kimberly.
I was going to say, if a woman really wants to teach her son how to be a man, she's best to find wise counsel of men and subject him into that environment, because you can't physically teach a man how to be a man. You put him, you have the discernment to find wise, godly men, and you subject your young boy to that, and you drop him off and you leave him around those men, and you walk away and go do womanly things so he can learn how to be a man around men.
And when he come back to you crying, like, yeah, that was hard on me, don't say nothing. That's your problem. He crying because he was around men. And he come back crying to you and like, Brother James, he toughened my son up, and he came back crying. Like, and you did this. You know, something I did early on something I did early on when my children used to fall. I almost have to grab my wife to not let her pick them up. You know, and it got to a point, and she at that point now they fall. They're like, okay, get up. Like, she not running, but there are moments where, you know, maybe they hurt themselves for real, where she nurture, of course. But that was something early that I made sure that they were able to do. Huh? Oh, go back there and look. Go back there and look. Yeah, go ahead. Close the door. Like, I don't know what's wrong with my children. They always come to me and ask me if they could use the restroom. They always ask us. All right, go ahead, Zola and Malika. You next.
Hey everybody, I don't know if y'all can hear me. I'm in my car, but going back to Sister Kim's statement about providing an opportunity for our young men and our young boys to be around wise, godly men so that they can get that influence and have it consistently. I agree wholeheartedly, and I do know that sometimes that's even a struggle because we have men out here who are not, they're not leading by example. So when it comes to a single mother with sons, what examples do they have of men that they are comfortable with subjecting their little boys to for an example of leadership? So then we have single mothers that absolutely try their best to raise their boys in the admonition of the Lord, but it gets challenging when we don't have a lot of examples. And sometimes that's even the men that are single women will be dating. I can't even expect this man to truly be that of an example for my son or for my son. So I just wanted to also share in on that because I've seen a lot in my community and where I come from, where there's a desire and there's a need. And when we would subject our sons to men that we hope that would, could, should lead and teach in the way of the Lord, or as a man, sometimes that can get challenging.
Most
So
definitely.
I just wanted to add that in.
Most definitely, 100%. Look at all this participation today, dog. Everybody got their hand up. Please, 20 seconds list. All right, go ahead, Malika. Go ahead.
Mine's a question.
All right, go ahead.
Is it so for the mother? Isn't there some responsibility for the mother to teach her son how to love a woman? Since we women, because men have to know how to be, to show love, and sometimes a man could just instill so much hardness into a man to where he doesn't even know how to express his feelings to a woman. They struggle with that because it gets misunderstood of being too soft. So does the mother have some responsibility in that area to teach her son how to treat a woman and how to love her?
Having a mother and father influence in a child's life creates a balanced person. So meaning, but I don't preach balance when God tell you to do something though. So I want y'all to be very clear. I teach radical. Go whatever God say, go radical. So when I'm saying this is not like, oh, you got to have a balanced lifestyle. No, that's not what I'm talking about. So I'm big on whenever God tell you something, he told you to build a boat, nothing else is more important than building a boat. Now your family can hand you wood and be there building it with you, and it creates a nice bond. But whatever God tells the man, go in that direction. Now to your question, of course, a woman can implant a seed to teach her son how, for instance, how to treat your mom. This is how you treat me. This is how you treat a woman. But this is the problem. There's too much toxic women. There's too many toxic women that's teaching it from their perspective, not the Bible. That's the problem. It's too many. It's too much of that. So that's the biggest problem. You're not going to do it from the word because you need to teach him what it is to sacrifice himself for the right woman. Not one that's like you. If you got a horrible temper, if you quote unquote what the labels they give bipolar, you don't teach him how to love a bipolar woman. So and love one. You teach him how to stand. And when I'm gonna give you a great example, Jesus died for the repentant sinners. Listen to what I just said. He died. He didn't die for the whole world, because the whole world is not going to submit to him for eternity. He died for the people that, now everybody have the choice, everybody have the same opportunity, but he died for the people that would willingly submit to him and his ways. So that's what I'm saying. Oh, that's good. Thanks, babe, for saying that. If a woman is not emotionally mature, what are you teaching him to love? So that's what I'm saying. It's more important that you get them around a man or men that you deem mature and deem and entrust your child to that person. It's better to do that than to think, I'm gonna just teach them how to love me. And you got these fairy tales in your mind of how a date should be, and you got a Cinderella mentality. Oh, I left my slipper. I just need him to show up with my slipper, and he becomes your do boy. And that's not what you want to create. So, all right, go ahead, Sister Angel. You over there just going in. I see you.
You keep missing me.
Who was next?
Me.
All right, go me.
Sister Becky.
My stepdaughter was a long time single, and for very good reasons. Obviously, she married a very good man, and she had a son. And Grandma and her, that's all he knew. So now that he's got a man in his life, oh my word. He is so different. He needed that so bad. My grandson is such a different child. And in a good way as a man, because he's got a very good man. She picked a very good man, and I'm so proud of the little boy he's becoming. But he needed that, Brother Jim. He was so different. It was girly. He was girly because he didn't know any better.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, honestly.
Of course.
And he's a boy now, like a boy, the way a boy should be.
Yep. What I did early on with my children, I made sure they didn't play with it. Like if my daughter played with her dolls, my son played with his manly like boy toys. I don't never let them flip flop and switch that stuff. They can't look. It's important. But the thing about our society, they want it to be weak. And we're like cattle being led to the slaughter. They want us to be like, just follow whatever the trends. They want that. Manly baby toys. That's right. They want that. But that's why when you stand up and say, I'm willing to die to be fully a man. I'm willing to be a man of God at that. Look, I don't care what's going to happen to me, because what's going to be left behind is what the Lord told me to do, not how it made people feel. And I'm so glad you said that, Sister Becky. And I hope all the single women will understand, if your son is 12, he's a man. You need to send him around men and let them punch him in the chest. Do what our uncles did. But it's what I'm saying is that you gotta understand that you don't have the skill set to teach him to be a man. And guess what he's gonna be? Weak to somebody. And that carries out through his whole life. That's why you have 40, 50-year-old men still live with their moms. All right. Sister Angel, did you want to share before I move forward?
Oh, I was just gonna say that now that I'm past the stage of them being children with my two boys, I consider them young men, and I verbally say that a lot so they can get out of some of their childish ways. But when they were little, I purposely did find mentorships, and you can't just say, okay, 100 black men is the perfect, I'm just gonna drop them off and leave them. I had to vet these people. I had to sit around them, kind of like be a fly on the wall, like especially with basketball, baseball, football, all the coaches, I'll be a fly on the wall. Like, so you don't gotta, because a lot of times the coaches will come to you because they want to cater to the single. Mom, I'm going to say this and that to him. Sir, go ahead, do you. You know what I'm saying? I'm back here. I see you. I see your example. I see that you right. You right. You got the right spirit. You got the right demeanor. You're not, yanking on the kids or cussing at them. So that's what you sit around to watch first. And then you can sit back and just be like, yeah, get them straight,
Yep.
So I've had it over the years. My children have had mentors that stayed in their life almost like uncles, kind of like I can call them and say, he messing up in school, talk to him, so
100%.
And then they got to the point where they started seeking the mentor that they, more of their style and not mine. So they got mentors now in their life.
Most definitely, 100%. And that's what you just said is so true. You got to vet. We're going to move forward. Sister Vaughn, you got something real quick?
I just want to say, I feel like when my son was little, I didn't have any men. I used to pray to God for men to come around him. But, he had uncles and my father, but they weren't very hands-on. So I just prayed and I found you guys. So I just want to thank God for all the men in this group who are godly men who have taken him under his wing. So thank you.
Yeah, so it's time to send them over for a summer or something.
I know. I was thinking about for the next men's group to send them with you guys.
Oh, yeah, we'll bring all the boys with it. They'll come back way different. And you got to be okay with that. I'm going to say something real quick and then we'll move forward. The reason I like to talk to teenage boys, I like to ask them questions. Most teenage boys have no idea where they're going in life. Most of them have no, and they should. That's sad. Most of them have no idea, and they 14, 15, 16, and bro, like you about to be well, you're already a man, you don't even know it, but you still emotionally, you probably 7 or 6. Mama got to do everything for you. She even got to tell you to take a bath. Man, I'm finna move forward, bro. Look, we could sit in certain things for a minute. But I'm saying, ain't that sad though that most teenage boys, didn't Jesus know he was a man when he was 12? Look how he talks to his mom. Look, don't you know about my Father in heaven's business? I ain't let him no more. But I'm saying I like to talk to him because I get to talking to him. There's no ambition, there's no drive, there's no goals. And most of the time when I'm talking to a man who don't have a father, that's exactly what it is. They have no idea, no clue of what they're going to do. And that's why most of them need to go to the military. Just saying. Or jail. So they can save their life. Either or. Because we're going to move forward. But that's important. Women, if you are single or you don't have them figures, you have to be okay with putting them around real men. Okay with it. So when they come back and say little things like, he was rough, then what you gonna do? Call them. What happened with my son? Oh, that ain't gonna happen? Come on, man. What you do? He came back crying. And you be like, yeah, I had him building a foundation to a house, and his muscles started to hurt. You know how he just sit there with like this with the game? I actually worked his bicep and his back muscles and his leg muscles, and he's very sore. So when he woke up the next day, he didn't want to do anything, and I made him do work, even though he didn't feel like it. You see what's going on? You done call checking me, but he ain't tell you the truth. All right, we're gonna keep going. We gotta get, look, man, we're gonna we are Titus 2. Dang, man, we gotta get through the study. I ain't taking no more questions or soliloquies. All right. For verse 1, Titus 2. You, however, must teach what is appropriate to sound doctrine. Teach the older men. Titus, look what he told him. Because Titus can see even in the older men they're not wise. God gave him discernment. So you have to teach older men. There's a lot of men that's older than me that I know learn from me. I know it, and that's okay. That's not an ego thing. That's just saying some people, don't matter what physical age you is, still need basic instructions. Because maybe they missed that part, but they got all these other parts correct. So I just want to say that. You, however, must teach what is appropriate to sound doctrine. Teach the older men to be temperate, worthy of respect, self-control, and sound in faith, in love, and endurance. Don't easily give up. Don't say, man, these kids or this woman or this, that, and just give up. A lot of people do that, right? I ain't got time for that. No endurance. This person don't listen. I've never given up on anybody. And that's why I still have the same relationships I had from 12, 13, 14 years ago. You don't ever give up on nobody and put them in a position where they want to quit on God. No, let them see how you living. Let them see how you are enduring and consistent and persistent. Let them see that. And guess what? I have... My homeboy, he could always call me every blue moon and be like, man, I see what you're doing, man. I knew back then, bro, whatever you're going to put your mind to, you're going to do it, man. Keep going hard for God. I'm watching you, big bro. Real talk. Every blue moon, he called me and tell me that. But it's about how you consistently keep going after what God put in you. Even if you're struggling personally. You keep going. You keep showing through your good deeds and what God is telling you how to live. All right. I'm off the men right now.
Can I have one quick question?
All right, go ahead.
When you say you haven't given up on anyone, does that mean, let's say your heart is still open if the person wants to commune, fellowship, converse with you, but you don't actively reach out or push?
Yeah.
That considered giving up, or
no,
you are technically moving on?
No, because the thing is that you've marked your territory. You set the boundaries and stuff. And if people want to be in your life, they gonna be in your life. They don't. And setting the boundaries and territories is not telling them that. It's just being able to see what they at, and you start to kind of slowly drift back and be like, okay, this is where you currently at. So I'm gonna let you see how I'm still living 5 years later, and you're still struggling. Because you didn't set up the same boundaries and parameters in your life. And you're going to want, now if it's real and in you, because my heart is still open, right? I'm still going to be, my heart is still open to the person. I didn't disconnect anything. But now they see how consistent you're considering you to be. Then they start to have these questions. And it happens all the time. People like, man, where you go to do this? How you do that? Y'all ain't never had nobody, that must be... You ain't never had nobody come back later and ask you those kind of things? How you, where you, why you, what you? Yeah, that means they have watched you. It's not about cutting people off. That's not what it's about. If anything, if you're wise, you're going to want to win them over. And winning them over may be like, I got to be absent for a season in your life. And that's what God say, how you're living is separating me from you. How you live separates me from you. I'm going to keep being holy, righteous, upright, blameless, all these things we're talking about. So when you're ready, guess what? I'm still here open. And guess what I'm going to not do? Talk about what you was 5 years ago. I'm going to see where you at right now and what you need and what you want and what I can help with, and we're going to move forward. That's the key. Because if you're moving forward in bitterness, you're not actually moving forward. You're going to keep the person where they was 5 years ago. All right. That help?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Most definitely. All right. So I asked a good question a while ago, and I'm so proud of all the mature women. They was like, yes, a man can teach a woman how to be a woman. So mature, such a mature answer. I'm so glad. Now y'all need to let the man teach you how to be the woman he needs you to be for him. Not what daddy taught you. Daddy taught you good things, but now you need to let this man of God tell you the type of woman you need to be for him. Oh, this is one of the hardest things for a woman. Because a lot of times a woman like to compare. Well, my daddy, a real man would do it like this. It's like, bro, have you ever been a real man? So God created a man, and then he said, woman, I'm creating you a woman to help you. All right. So Noah, when you building the ark and the ark, when you're building the ark and you need someone to hand you a board, your wife over here, Cecilia, I don't know, I'm just making up a name. Cecilia is going to be handing you the boards. Is that making sense what I just said? She's actually helping you do what God said. Now, if a woman is not helping you do what God told you to do, guess what? It's probably not your wife. She's supposed to be helping you, not challenging you, not saying all these kind of things. She's supposed to help you by giving you sound advice. She's supposed to say, okay, God wants us going in this direction. Let's think about these things. She's adding to what God said. That makes sense? She's not challenging and taking away. I don't think you're supposed to be. I don't know if God said that. He ain't tell me that. This dude is trying to teach you how to be the woman he needs you to be. And watch this, he's a man of God and he's open. Watch this. You got to realize he's open to what you're adding to the destination that God is bringing y'all to. He's not open when you're taking away, subtracting, and going in a different direction than what God is telling you. Telling him, I meant. Oh, is this making sense? So, if you're single, you should only want a godly man. If you're a single woman of God, you should only want a godly man, not an overbearing, angry, self-centered, can't have a conversation type person. That's not what you want. And if someone say they're a man of God and they have all them attributes, you have low discernment by being in any situation with that person. That means you have low discernment. You probably have low discernment and you really want somebody in your life. And I've heard this from women. A lot of women treat men as projects. I can make him better. He's going to be, no, he's not. Only God can do that. He's going to still be angry, overbearing, and he might knock you upside your head if you push him to an extreme length. He just said he know Jesus. Oh, we going somewhere now. You have low discernment if you see all the red flags and you say, I'm still going to try with him. And you single. All right, you just made a vow and an oath and you tied yourself to someone who most likely will knock you across the room. You make them mad enough. You did that because of your low discernment. So that's why we're having this Bible study. So you won't have low discernment. You can have high discernment. Everybody good?
But what about the kids?
What about the kids?
You're tied to someone with low discernment and you have a bunch of children with them.
That don't matter. Children don't make a marriage happy. Do you see how many people have children by so many different people? One person can have a child by 3 or 4 or 5 different people. And it don't keep them together. Or you can have one, you could be one person and have 10 and the marriage is horrible. See, the thing is, when we get out of alignment of roles, and you try to usurp a godly man, that's when the marriage get crazy. You're trying to usurp. You're not a listener. You're not agreeable. You're not helpful. You are helpless. You're a damsel in distress who wants the man to come down to how you feel things should go. That's not, a godly man would never do that. A godly man would never do that. You might get some men who are emotionally, when mama was upset, I try to do everything to make mama happy. What's wrong, mama? What I can do? You want me to go to the store for you? Want me to get some chocolate? You want me to give me some ice cream? What can I do for you, mama? Like, you might have that. But that's not a godly man. A godly man, what's going on? And she telling the problem, okay, this is what you need to do. Not like I need to go get 1,000 roses, buy you 10 milkshakes, you know what I'm saying, and do everything that you're asking me to do. That's not godly. Go ahead, Sister Sheila. Really quick, please.
Real quick. All right, I was raised by a single woman. All right, I've been married for 29 years. And about 12 years ago, my husband and I had a big problem. We were about ready to go separate ways. And I was given this book. It's called Created to Be His Helpmate. It's a Mennonite book. You buy it at the Christian store book. But I tell you what, it took me 6 months to read that little book, because that book is telling exactly what Jim is saying. I was created to be his helpmate. I was independent. Didn't need him, not even to open a can of jar for me. I didn't need my husband. And I made sure that he knew it was a privilege for him to be with me, not that I was privileged to have him. But the thing is it's hard nowadays, especially you young women who are single, who have children, who have for so long done everything on your own. It is hard, but let me tell you what. Get that book. Listen to Jim. Watch this. Get that book. Yes, you're there to be his helpmate. He comes home and he says, "Hon, my boss is coming for dinner. Are you going to have enough food on that table to provide for his boss? Or did you just make enough for you and him?" It's always looking out for your partner and not getting mad or, well, why didn't you call me? Now what am I going to do? No, the thing is we are created to be his helpmate. 29 years of marriage. And I'll tell you what, it took me over 6 months to read that book, because it's exactly what Jim is saying. I know it's hard, man. It's hard. But remember, we are made different from men.
Most definitely.
That's all.
Thank you so much, Sister Sheila, for adding that in with all the wisdom and experience that you have. We appreciate it. She saying a lot of good things. We're going to go back to our Titus 2. Keep reading. Likewise, Titus, man of God, teach the older women to be reverent in the way they live, not to be slanderers or addicted to much wine, but to teach what is good. That's the role of a mother, older woman. Think about if that's not her role, take the children away from her. Where DCF when you need them. Because when they get that right, not slanderous, reverent, respectful, and they live that way, and they're not addicted to wine or drugs and this or that, and they're not addicted to a bunch of stuff, and they teach what is good to their households, only then does verse 4 make sense. For a mother, then they can urge the younger women to love their husbands and children. Only then. But hey, if you're an older woman and you don't have that part in line, you can't teach. Your advice is stupid. Straight up. It's not godly. You cannot give godly advice if you can't get in line with being a respectful, reverent, wise person, able to teach what's good. Think about that. If you don't live a life like that, you should never open your mouth during any meeting. Because anybody who's listening to you, they're going to say, okay, I like what she's saying. And it's all wrong. It's all ungodly. It's not biblical. Be careful. And it says, then you can teach the younger women. And that's the biggest problem. We don't have a lot of older women taking younger women on in the right way. And then, because of how younger women was raised, they don't want a mama when they get grown. Because they was rebellious. Something happened in their life, and now they struggle to have an older woman teaching them how to be with their husbands and children. And now they're trying to figure it out on the fly, and they're more destructive than they think. So publicly, right? It could be publicly, you can appear a certain way, but once you get behind them doors, you make your children life hard and your husband life hard. But you want a persona publicly. And that just shows nobody can tell you what to do. Who did you submit to, woman, as you were growing up? Who did you genuinely submit to? Not all that fugazi stuff, all that flaw talk. That flaw talk, because you don't grow that way if you be flawed with when you speak. You're not going to grow. It's not going to ever be genuine and sincere. You have to put on the front here, and you have to put on the front here and there and everywhere you go. Oh, y'all think I'm just talking. I'm finna show you I'm not just talking. And then when you get home, you somebody totally completely different. And you make another man life hard. And you got an attitude. And you sucky. Oh, I'm not just talking. Let me give y'all some examples. When a woman goes to work, when a woman come home, why this ain't done? Why that ain't done? What you been doing? What this? What's going on? What's up with the children? It's like, what? I'm saying this is real. But so watch this. Guess what happens to this next generation after the younger woman? The older women, they're not even in their position. So the younger women ain't going to listen to the older women. And then the younger woman, she has children. And then what happens to those children? It gets worse. So submitting yourselves to one another is a sign that you are a godly person. Submitting yourself, for instance, Sister Sheila, submitting to Sister Sheila and her wisdom and things like that will be helpful to someone about 20 years, 15 years younger than her. Right? Because I've never heard Sister Sheila slander or gossip or anything like that. Never. Never been around or anything. She don't bring up other people and slander and gossip and talk about nobody. So she would be the type of person to learn from. But what happens when no one wants to sit up under Sister Sheila and learn? Sister Sheila, you never talk about anybody, no matter what. What happens when you're aware of that? Oh, I need to be around Sister Sheila more. I need to call her more. I need to ask her more questions. How did you parent? And she gonna say, well, I got a lot of things wrong, and this is a lot of things, and I got some things right. And there's some things I'm still working on. See, because she's able to, through her life experience, try to help the next one. Do not baby those kids. They'll never leave you if you baby them. You see that? She'll tell you those things. But then if you're so wound up in like how you are, you're going to baby those kids for too long, and they're going to stay for too long. And guess what? Even if they're not in your house and they done went off and they done graduated because, you know, the education when they got college, and now they're with a woman who babies them. And they're not going anywhere. She babies me. She reminds me of mom. And they never have to grow up.
Some men do like to be babied.
At times, you know, when we sick, we sprain our ankle, you know what I'm saying? We sprain our ankle, we sick. Hey, baby, take care of me. You know what I'm saying? Give me that good remedy that you got. You know, that's cool.
Acting all tough.
I know.
Some men like to be babied.
Hey, but that's cool. Listen to what I'm saying. That's cool. But if you have a man like that 24/7, something wrong. If he always needs you to tell him what to do, you his mama.
Get a sick man.
Huh?
A sick man worse than a baby.
A sick man is worse than a baby. Yo, I'm trying to, man, I haven't even went through the Bible. I only went through Titus. We got to do a part 2. I may not can take off next week. We're going to have to do a part 2, part 3, part 4 to this. No, it's real.
No, just give us the one beating today. Let's not prolong it. We're listening.
What you mean a beating? How's this a beating? This is called, look, wait. This is called the right way to live. This is just the right way to live. And you know what? I like what you said, because Paul and even Jesus says, remember, remind, remember, remind, remember, remind. Daily talk to your kids about these things. Daily talk to your kids about these things. Remember, remind. So we might need to have so many of these lessons.
Okay, let me hush.
Because you're called to live at a standard that in your finite mind, that standard is stupid. Why I can't talk back? Why I can't do what I want to do? Why I can't have my way? Why I can't? That's a finite mindset. See, an infinite mindset, like I got everybody in mind. It ain't about you and what you think and how you feel. I have everybody in mind in the infinite mindset. We have a finite mindset about how we feel, and that's why, you know, we are the way we are. How we feel, what I'm going through, what I think, what I got going on. And if you ever notice when you're in a relationship, people who like that, they never care how the other person feel. They don't even ask them, what's going on with you? How you feel? Anything. I'm talking about genuinely, not like, how was your day at work? Not that. And then you start telling them and they walk off, you know, or they busy doing something as you're telling them how your day at work was. Come on, man. Like, if you have discernment, high discernment, you stay away from that. Go ahead, Sister Susan. Quickly.
If we don't teach our children to submit healthily, then how are they to submit to God?
They can't.
They can't.
Until they have a born again experience outside of being in your presence.
Amen.
They need to be far away from you. That's be a lot of times. That's the thing. They need to get far away from you. God need to take them to a desert somewhere and give them an experience. Because you are a horrible. See, that's why God had to flood the earth. Them parents was horrible. He had to save those children. They were horrible. It got 120 years left. I mean, a few generations going to come. And I got to destroy it because they making these kids more and more horrible. Look at us. Go from 100 years ago to now. Horrible. Horrible. This is why if you are really a believer, you got to be reminded and all the time how to be a woman, how to be a man, and how to raise children properly. Your children should not be wild and disobedient and off the cradle, and nobody can tell them what to do. You shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't be untamed. Oh my goodness, yeah, we got to go part 2, part 3. It's so much. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. This is a series now. Just like we just got off the God of the Bible series. We finished it with tithing. This is going to be a series. I know it is. I see it now. All right, we're going to keep going. It says, then they can urge the younger women to love their husbands. This is the only time the Bible says anything about a wife being able to love her husband. But it's not that word love right there. It's not it's not how God, it's not the same way God tells man to love his wife. Y'all hear what I just said? Because I'm finna go there in a little bit. So a woman can teach her, older women are to teach younger women how to love their husbands and children. That word love is really submissive, obedient, and respectful. I call her the soar. My wife tell me she soar me. I submit, obey, and respect you. That's what this is talking about. I'm going to show you why I say that. To verse 5, to be self-controlled and pure, to be busy at home, to be kind, and to be subject themselves to their husbands so that no one will malign the word of God. So that word love is not the same as man love. Husbands love your wives. It's not the same way. Because we're going to go in, we're going to get full description on that. Y'all getting this? Everybody getting it? Everybody understanding? This is a process that is lost, but we can get it back if all the women who are, married or single, whatever, apply these things to their life. Probably read it every day. And Proverbs 31:10 through 31. Please read it. Proverbs 31:10 through 31. Because what it tends to happen is women only submit to their husbands when they feel like it. That is one of the most dangerous things to do. And that is manipulation. That is manipulation. When you only submit when you feel like it. When you only obey when you feel like it. Why am I saying this? When you only respect him when you feel like it, that means he made you feel a certain way and you're okay with respecting him now. He made you feel a certain way. Now you're okay with respecting him. But you're not okay when he have a callous mindset and he said, no, we going here. We doing this. This is what God said. You're not okay with that because you have a different direction you want to go in. And it's an older woman need to jump in right then. Like, no, don't do it. You're gonna ruin your marriage. Go. He's a godly man. Go with him. Do whatever God tells him. It's obvious this is a man of God. Go with him. Do whatever God say. Whatever he tell you. Because he going in the direction God want him to go in. I said that 3 or 4 times, and I hope when y'all go back and listen to it, understand why I said that. It's only when you feel like to submit. It's only when you feel like obeying. I'm gonna show something real quick. We're gonna go to John 14:15. I want to show y'all something. And I like the way the NLT said. I'm gonna say it from the NLT. Jesus said this: if you love me, Obey my commandments. Obey whatever I tell you. That's the only way I know you love me, is if you obey. So the Bible has never told a woman to love a man. It only says in Titus, a woman's going to an older woman would teach a younger woman how to love. And then in that same verse, it says to be subject to her husband. The only way a man, hey, listen, men, when I'm saying this, the only way a man can know a woman loves him is through submission, obedience, and respect. There's no other way. There's no other way. If you think there's another way, you are foolish. And you just have hope in your heart that may never come to pass. Now, listen to what I'm about to say. If you see the qualities in your spouse that she desires to be obedient and she's struggling, help her. Help her get there. She has a desire to submit and obey, but she's never been taught. Listen to what I'm saying. It ain't just at the first sign, run from her. That's not what I'm saying. Because that's not what God does. At the first sign of our disobedience, does he run? No. At the first sign that we disrespect him, did he run? No. At the first sign we didn't submit, did he run? No. That's why you need endurance and consistency, because there are women who's never been taught to submit, obey, and respect the man. So if you see that she has the qualities, meaning she's apologetic, I'm talking about sincerely, she's trying to get it right, do not run from that person. Lead your wife into how to respect you. Set up those boundaries and parameters and keep reminding her, even when they get on her nerves, keep reminding her how to respect you. Keep reminding her how to obey you, how to submit to you. Keep reminding her, because you got to understand, this person has 20-something years of no one showing her this. 30 years, whatever. No one. But be patient. If you listen to what I'm saying, if you see the qualities. Now, if you see some qualities, you need to give it a time limit. A lot of people don't like I just said that. A time limit. Did Jesus give Israel a time limit?
Yes.
How much time did he give Israel after they came out the wilderness?
30 Jubilee cycles.
30 Jubilee cycles. 30 times 49. That is what? I think that's 1,470, if I'm not mistaken. 1,470 years. I believe. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Is that a long time?
1470.
1,470 years. Is that a long time?
Yes.
Then what did he do after that time ran out?
He gave it to the Gentiles.
All right, I like to say it like this. He divorced physical Israel and he married the Gentiles, who would become spiritual Israel, right? How long did he give them, the Gentiles? How long did he give the Gentiles? Come on, y'all. Nobody
40 cycles.
That's
40
right.
Jubilee cycle.
Thank you, sis. That's the mind of a teacher right there. Right. 40. So understand what I'm saying. This is not about, oh man, endure and be disrespected and fall short of doing what God told you to do originally. That's not what this is about. It's not about being so disrespected, being so someone being so disobedient that they throw your whole entire walk off with God. That's not what this is about. That's not what I'm talking about. You better do what God told you. If they come, cool. Be patient with people, though. All right. That's a nugget. God put a time limit on it. We can put a time limit on it. How long should I forgive? 490 times. You at 392 times right now. All right, we're gonna keep moving. And then for the men, this is what he says 6 and through 8, and then I'm gonna stop here. Similarly, encourage the young men to be self-controlled in everything. This is for us, single mothers. This is our responsibility. So if you give us y'all children, these young men, these actual men, if you give them to us, in everything, set them an example by doing what is good. In your teaching, show integrity, seriousness. So when you teaching a young man how to fish, when you teaching a young man how to build a house, when you teaching a young man how to build a fence, when you teaching him be serious, like this is the way you do it. And then when you teaching the word of God, you serious with them. This is how you live. Men, that's us. And soundness of speech that cannot be condemned, so that those who oppose you may be ashamed because they have nothing bad to say about you and us. All right. We're going to take a little breather. Take a little breather. All right, y'all ready? We're going to go to Ephesians 5. We won't end with these verses. Before we do that, I wanted to show a bunch of verses real quick. Let me tell you, I'm going to show y'all something real quick. Read Proverbs 14:1. Somebody read Proverbs 14:1 real quick. Come on, run over there and get it for me real quick. Whoever, first person.
The wise woman builds her house, but with her own hands, the foolish one tears hers down.
Oh, so the wise woman is actually, while the man is nailing something, she's holding the board. Y'all hear what I just said? Mm-hmm. A wise woman is there holding the board. How you need me to hold it? You need me to, oh, wait a second, baby, level it. Oh, how do you need me to level this? Okay, she's learning from her husband. But a foolish one, I ain't doing that. Figure it out.
2 and 3 are really good too.
Oh, I know. All Proverbs are good. But y'all hear this though? You can be wise, and watch this. When a house is built, a wise woman puts it in order. A foolish one gets mad and throw down all the presents, all the gifts that her husband has given her because she's mad in that moment. And then she realizes that was stupid. I love this man. So but she's going to go in that cycle continuously. She'll break everything in the house. She'll destroy everything in the house because she's mad. A wise woman gives careful thought to her ways. She's slow to do anything because she's very thoughtful. So be wise. Build your house. Don't destroy it. All right, I think I'm gonna stay in Proverbs, and then we'll go over to Ephesians. This is going to be a lot of helpful things in here. So we're going to go Proverbs 31. We're going to read the virtuous woman. But you know, I have to add a little, pull some nuggets out of here, not add to the word, but pull some nuggets out of here, because I think there's a lot of key things in here that gets overlooked. So let's go to Proverbs 31. We're going to go 10 through 31. I'm going to slowly read it. A wife of noble character, or a virtuous one, who can find it? That's a question mark. Who? It is so hard, especially in our society, to find that because of how you were raised. No one taught you. And then it's so hard when you get with the person to be taught by the person who understands how to teach you to be the woman that they need you to be. But you have your attitudes, you have your preconceived ideas, you have your independent thoughts and all these things. So whatever he needs is the struggle there. But watch this. if she desires to be virtuous and noble, he's going to teach her how to be that for him. A godly man will. I watch what it say. Because when he teaches her, she will be worth far more than rubies. So maybe right now you're cubic zirconian. Right? But when he's done, right? Ain't we all cubic zirconian when we come to God? We just a shell of what we're like, the fake version of what's real, how real he wants to make us, right? So that's just what it is. When you come a lot of times in this nation, you got to understand I'm a cubic zirconian. I'm not the real version of what the woman that this man needs. So I'm going to position myself, watch this, sincerely and genuinely in my heart, and I'm going to learn from him and become everything this man needs me to be. And I'm going to do it genuinely as an offering to God because he's a godly man. Now, if you don't do it that way, you're going to stay a cubic zirconian. But you will look like a diamond on the outside. It'll be so, there'll be, you know how people have those meters that they check for diamonds and stuff? That people need to use a meter on you. Because you look too close to that diamond. But you're really not. You still you're still not genuinely following your husband. All right. Watch this. Verse 11. Her husband has full confidence in her. After he done made her into the noble woman that he needs her to be, now he has full confidence in her. That I trust her with everything and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm. All. That means once she become the ruby, the diamond, whatever, every single day, she is looking to relieve all the pain, all the stress, all the anxieties that life is throwing at him. She's not looking to add stress, pain, headache to his life. So when she becomes a ruby, every single day, she's looking to bring him a good meal. She's a good servant to her husband because he serves her too. Y'all see how this works? This is the right way, what I'm talking about. All the days of her life, she selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. This is so good. Sister Susan, I ain't got to keep saying that. It's look, a godly man will turn the cubic zirconian into the ruby. A godly man will. And this is what I need y'all to understand godly. I'm not talking about Christian. I'm not talking about someone who the daily devotion is just reading a few scriptures. I'm talking about a godly man is the one with the character of God, and he can be in any religious system right now. Y'all about to listen to what I just said. That's why it takes a high level of discernment. You believe you just go get a Christian dude that's in a church and he's going to... Yeah, Miss Amanda, I'm going to tell you, that sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds good. But the reality is this. If you didn't have someone in your house teaching you, and this word is not transforming you into a submissive woman, we can say those beautiful words and it never resonate in our heart and we never become it because we're using words to describe, I need to have my personal relationship with God. Well, that's true, but it's going to be very hard to connect in the way God wants you to if you don't have somebody showing you and you're only reading it. I need to make this clear. There are women who read romance novels. Oh, you know where I'm going now, right? They read it, but it's very hard for them to live it out. They read it, but that's just something you read it. And guess what? You have the ideas in your mind of what a romantic relationship should look like, but you can't live it out. Because the thing about it, reading the Bible gives you the idea of it. But when you actually got to die to yourself and you actually got to grow up and the bar is set a little bit higher and the goals are set a little bit higher, guess what? If you usually quit in life or you usually give up or you like, I ain't dealing with this no more, you would never implement things the word is telling you. It'll be great ideas and great wordplay that you use on other people, and you will become more religious than anything, because you know everything it says, but when someone look at your life, they don't see it. They just don't. But you know everything it says. That's why I said all that. I get what you're saying, and I'm with you, sis. Like, it is important that a woman have a relationship with. It's so important to have our relationship with God secure before she meet a man. But that's not reality. I'm gonna show you why I say that's not reality. Abraham, the closer he got to God, is the closer that Sarah was getting to God. That makes sense what I just said? This is real life. The reality of it, though, is hard. It's everybody say they have a personal relationship with God, but they don't obey nobody. They don't serve, they don't submit, they don't like, but they'll say they have all the wordplay. They don't serve people, they don't obey nobody, they don't submit, they don't respect, they don't do none of that. But they saying their relationship with God is good. But how can you say you love me when you hate your fellow man? So that's what I'm saying. Our job as godly men is to teach our wives to become rubies and not cubic zirconians who's faking around here, who's acting like, oh, I'm getting so much from the Bible. And then you go off and you doing whatever you doing. And you live how you want to live. You get up when you want to get up. You eat what you want to eat. You go where you want to go. You do what you want to do. Nobody can, you're not disciplined. Who can discipline someone? Only someone who wants to be disciplined. Otherwise, you're just going to stay fake. And it's definitely not targeted at you, sis. I went off what you said, but don't stay fake. Like, really become it. Really become it. And when you become it, it'll be an obvious thing because you just live it out now. It becomes obvious. Yo, look, so this is what I want y'all to understand. A man that go to church, it does not mean he godly. I need y'all to understand that. That's not, look. All right, I'm going to keep going. Oh, boy. We got 30 minutes. All right. What'd you say, something, Sis Angel? You have something real quick? Oh, all right. It says she gets up while it is still night and she provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. She gets up at night while it's still night. Her mind is always on what? Others. Y'all ain't hear what that just said. Her mind, her thought process is always on others. Zola, you probably remember this from the Bible study. Remember what I said, how a woman is saved? Y'all remember, you remember that from Bible study, Zola? I don't know if you're still on here or if you're listening. But I did a Bible study. We was talking about the Bible. And I said, man, a woman is only saved through childbearing. That's what the Bible says. And like what? A woman is only saved through childbearing, blah, blah, blah. You know, everybody was getting at me. But if you think about what I'm about to say, and I understand why the Bible says that, check this out. When a man meets a woman who don't have kids and stuff, right? Think about what I'm about to say. She don't have kids. When a man meets her, who is the usually modern day? Who is the relationship about?
The woman.
Huh? Women. Who is the relationship about? Huh? What you say, Brenna? Huh? What?
The husband. The husband.
It has to be about each other for it to be a relationship.
No, listen to what. Yeah, right. But watch what I just did. And we about to get real. All the Cuban Zirconians, y'all gotta stop acting like this. Y'all look, we going for the rubies now. Listen to what I'm about. It's about what a man does for the woman. It's about the value that the man has that he gives the woman. Or she's self-centered. It's just embedded in a woman by herself to be self-centered. It's very rare that you're going to meet a single woman who is sacrificing her life for other people. Single woman with no kids, it's very rare to find her sacrificing her life for anybody else. A single woman with no kids, it is very rare to find her sacrificing for others. She is self-absorbed until she has children. Then all her love and attention goes somewhere else. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Look, you may find 1% of women that's single who from birth, they just love the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just angels. But until a woman have children, she is self-centered. It's true. Self-centered. And it's all about her. How many gifts you give her, where you taking her to eat, what you going to do for her, it's all about that. Go ahead, Kimberly.
If the majority of single women without children weren't self-centered, the world would be a completely different place.
Say it again.
If the majority of single women who didn't have children weren't self-centered, if they actually put their community first and had godly men pointing them in the right direction and guiding them, it would show our communities would be a completely different place.
Completely different. It's a whole different lifestyle. And guess what? We might have the idea that, no, I wasn't self-centered. I wasn't this. But in reality, guess what? In reality, a man might saw you so self-centered that he stopped dealing with you and didn't even give you a reason why he stopped dealing with you. Because he saw you was so self-centered and you don't even know why he stopped dealing with you. He just like, man, I'm escaping this one. Yo, I'm trying to get y'all the real, man. Look. You don't even know why, because you were self-centered. But once you have kids, look, this is why it's good for older women. Older women is a mother to teach the younger women how to love her. Look, the dude said how to love your husbands and children. That means it's a lot of young women that right now today don't know how to love their husbands or their children. And it's the responsibility of an older, reverent, respectable woman to teach her. Then her mind gets off herself. Watch this. I feel like, who that sound like? I feel like, do men do that? Do men walk around saying, I feel like I'm so this or I'm that, I'm going through this and I'm feeling like that and I'm feeling. It's like, what about your children? What about your husband? Do it matter? I feel you don't love me. You're like, what? Okay. You can feel that way. It's not true. You got a roof. I work. I provide. I protect. You can feel like you don't love, but hey, I think you got food, clothing, and shelter. The same thing God said he does for the people he loves.
It's that Patreon teaching, bro.
No, this that real teaching. Like, look, oh, you say I gotta save it for Patreon? Can't go all the way with this. No, man, this is necessary. See, this is the issue though. If we understand the root issues and stuff, we can live in reality. We can live like a valuable ruby, and someone can look at us and say, "Oh my goodness, look at that ruby over there." I need to go get that ruby. So if you let, for instance, I'm the one teaching right now. If you let me teach you through what the word is saying, you become a ruby. For when the man sees you from a distance, oh my goodness, she's helping everybody. She's not focused on herself. She's not taking a selfie. She's not just worried about her makeup right now. She's just worried about her hair. She's just actually out here serving everybody. And a man is going to look at that like a lion look at a lioness in a jungle. Yeah. I smell something good around here.
Oh my gosh.
Straight up. For real. Like a man see you serving everybody, he like, look, bro, I need to get her in my house so she can serve me. Real talk. That's what I'm trying to say. You become, but when you single, you know that they say single and ready to mingle, it's all about you. It's all about you until you have children. And hopefully that changed. But like he said, you can't be addicted to things. So if you're addicted to things and you have children, it don't even matter you have those children. You're still going to stay self-focused, self-centered. Oh, y'all listen to what it just said. I'm telling you, in verse number 15, 31:15, it says it. Her only thought process is building her house. She gets up while it's night, while her husband sleep. She gets up and she provides for her family and portions of her female servants. She's thinking about her husband, children, and the people that work for her. How many people think about others in a real way, genuine way, sincere way? I'm just trying to get a truth, man, that the Bible says, you know what I'm saying? That we talking about this is our roadmap to heaven. This is our roadmap.
I do my best.
But hey, rewatch this 1,000 times if you need to and say, Lord, that's my goal. Because your Bible, your word says that. These are the type of women you want in heaven. I ain't going to heaven a cubic zirconian. Hey, look, I can't make it to heaven being a cubic zirconian. I gotta get some discipline. I gotta put some value on myself. Straight up. All right, we're gonna keep going. 16. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. What is she doing? She's taking whatever she earned and goes and buys things that produces more things. Oh, she's so resourceful. Nowadays, women just want to shop and use everything a man has. What about me? I want to go shopping. I want this. I want that. I want my nails done. I want my hair done. I want my eyes done. I want my lips done. I want my nose done. I want my ears done. I want my bruh.
I need.
What you say? I need my lips done. I need this done. I need that done. Dog, you ain't resourceful at all. Ain't nothing frugal about you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even looking to plant a field. You ain't looking.
The way God made me.
Huh?
The way God made me. And if you don't love it, so be it. Because I know God does because He's the one who made me.
Hey, whether y'all know it or not, men love natural women. We do. Even though y'all don't think we don't, we do. You know? All that other stuff is temporary. That's just some a man to look at. Oh, okay, she bad, but I got my Ruby over here. She's a cubic zirconian. Like real men know that. She's a cubic zirconian. She fake. Everything about her fake. She can't even show her face. She can't show her hair. She can't show her nails. She can't. What? I got a Ruby over here. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna close Bible study now. Let me stop. No, let me stop.
When is the men version coming out?
We already did the man. We did the man early in the show.
Yeah.
The man was done early in the show. You didn't get it?
Okay, Angel, you getting hit by my holy tips.
Bum. Straight. Hey, go ahead, Sister Sheila.
Women, with small young
Who is
girls.
this holiday?
I don't know what just happened. I'm gonna move forward. Y'all wait till the end. Then I'm only gonna get 15 more minutes. So wait till the end. Hold questions to the end. It says, verse 17. She sets about her work vigorously, and her arms are strong for her task. She works vigorously. She sees that her trading is profitable. Profitable. She's not an expense to a man. She adds, she helps, she doesn't subtract everything from the bank account. She's profitable. How much we got in savings? 10,000. Oh, I need 9,999 of that. Like, dog. It took us a little while to say that 10,000. Man, we could take the 10,000 and double it and make 20. If you wise, why you need a 9,000? Because the house needs this. And it's like, man, the house straight. Like, the house good. We need to remodel something. What? No, we don't need to remodel nothing. What are you talking about? Let's double it. Let's invest it. She ain't even thinking how to be profitable. She like just take everything and run with it. I know, Malika, we are so simple. We are so simple, man. Men are so simple. We're simple, and simplicity brings wisdom and discipline. We got 10 racks. We like, man, how can I make this 10 into 20? And all right. She sees that her trading is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. Her lamp, she's always a light. In her hand, she holds the staff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. So she might be cooking, right? And she said, all right, this pot over here is for the people down the street that I be seeing on the corner. She might be like that. That makes her even more valuable to the man. She's thinking of the people around the corner that's sitting at the store every day. Do you think, like, just say if you're around in an area and you see homeless people there every day, and if every day you go down there around there with a bunch of home cooked meals every day, do you think that's going to start to be a light to those people? Rather than you going around there, Jesus loves you. He wants you to stop drinking and smoking and doing all this stuff to harm your body. Which one would be a light?
No. The first one.
That's right. The one that's a ruby, a lamp. She understands these people need a home-cooked meal. So she walks around the corner with the home-cooked meals. And her husband is like in awe. Like, look at my baby. She's everything. Look at her caring about everybody. Hey, we might not make it through all of it, but I'm trying to show modern day what the Bible is trying to say about what a virtuous woman look like. Is this very hard to digest? It's very hard to become that. I know it's okay. Because we all got a past. We all got traumas. I understand, but you can set your mind to it. Like we talked about, set your mind daily. Like you said, alarm clock, set your mind. When you're cooking or at the grocery store, say, look, I always see these people down here. I'm going to just pull up and give them a home cooked meal. She extends her, that means she extends it. And then she go around there on month 3 of doing that. And everybody is wondering why. Oh, the Lord. Oh, you know God? Oh, now the conversation starts. Now deliverance starts to happen. Now people are being set free. They don't get this microwave version of being set free. They get a community version of being set free, an oven version where someone is saying, I care about you being free now, stand free, and I got a plan for you to stay free. That's how she thinks. Yeah, I covered the men first. I'm just letting y'all know. I covered us first. Y'all might forgot, but I did. It ain't a lot of men need to do. They just need to listen to God.
There's like a few of them that hit me. So, you know what I mean? We got hit.
For sure. Yeah, Yeah, step it up, men. When it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. She is clothed in fine linen and purple. This not now. Watch this. When you are valuable, look what 23 says. Her husband is what?
Respected.
You being a ruby makes your husband respected. Not you being a pain in his neck. You being a ruby, when other people see this woman, this wife of his, they like, bruh, that's what I want. You see what you can do with your household? You can build it up. You can build other households by your conduct, your temperament, your true you naturally falling into the place of what a woman of God looks like. You can build other households. All you have to do it. Guess what? If you're single right now, work on it. I'm talking about work on it with exhaustion, like sweat, blood, tears. Lord, I want to be this. I want to pray and fast. I want to kill all my self-centered ways, and you will get there. But this is a goal. Now, if you want to stay religious, you can stay that too, and you will be always a cubic zirconian. But to be this valuable, you can build other households. You can start teaching other women how to build households. But you are short-sighted. You have a temporal view. Your view is not long-sighted at all. So you give pain and hell to your household rather than the things of God. You're giving your household, it's like the Bible says it's like decay in a man's bones. His bones ache to talk to you. His bones ache to be around you. You could be that, or you could be a joy, or you lift him up and like, man, I can't wait to get home to see my wife. Or you could be like, man, I already know, man, I see her. You know, she going to act like she missed me for about 2 minutes, and then she going to go right back into her cubic zirconian ways. What you want to be. Commit yourself to it. Her husband is respected at the city gate, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land. The husband is respected because the woman is right. She is clothed. She makes linen garments and sells them. Always staying busy. Always staying busy. And she supplies the merchants with sashes. Go ahead, babe.
I have a special guest that wanted to say a quick hi to you. Is that okay?
All right.
Hold on.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Who that? My daddy? What's up, Pop? Yo, this is my daddy right there.
Praise the Lord.
What's up, man?
She's talking to the Bible study people. You
okay. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, he from Mississippi, so y'all, his language, y'all, he'll be all right.
We understand.
Yeah,
I see you, Pop.
Hold on. Let me see. There they are.
Okay.
See ya?
Well, you going too fast.
Oh, sorry.
Man, you going too fast. Look, you can't be doing them people like that with this technology.
Who you know?
Go back down.
Who you know?
Man,
Which one?
look,
He said he knows somebody. Let him look.
man, he don't know. Man, look, man, I gotta finish Bible study, man.
Get him a Ruby. He see these rubies out there.
Oh, back up. Hold on.
Man, hey, babe, let me finish this Bible study.
Okay. All right. I don't really know.
You don't know that? That's poetic. You know him? No? Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. All right. Where I was, she makes linens and sells them and supplies the merchants with sashes. She is clothed with strength and dignity. I'm gonna say something in a minute that's probably gonna rub people, but it's gonna be all right. But remember verse 24, her being profitable and her always keeping her hands at work. Remember those things, and I'm about to point some out in a second because we might have things twisted in society. All right. She makes linen garments and sells and supplies the merchants with sashes. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. Whatever's going to happen, she good. Horrible, great tribulation. She speaks with wisdom. What's the only way to get wisdom? If anyone lacks wisdom, huh?
Understanding.
All right, that's yes. If anyone lacks wisdom, they should ask God who freely gives it. That means she's always talking to the Lord. She's quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to be angry. We was having a conversation last night. I'm gonna throw this out there with the guys and stuff. And we was talking about sometimes like we'll be talking to our women or something, and they'll hear one word. And it's like, forget everything else you say. They take that one word and just like pound on the one word, and they just miss the whole thing. It's like, wow. And sometimes I said sometimes a man could do something flirty and a woman would take it as, you know, a time to argue. It's like, dog, you missing all the moments. It's very true, but I'm gonna leave that alone. That's gonna be for part 2. We'll delve into that in part 2. But look, she speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. That means she's always in communication with God. Always. That means in meetings, she ain't just talking about what I feel like, what I'm going through, what I experienced, what I did. I was sharing something with somebody, and I said, look, if now you're filled with the Holy Spirit, I said, bro, I don't even remember a month ago if somebody offended me. I don't even know. I'm at the point where I don't even know if somebody offended me no more because I'm not easily offended. If you can remember what somebody did 5 years ago to you on this day and that and the other thing, it's like, bro, you stuck. So when you show up to a meeting, there's no wisdom and no instruction coming out of your mouth. It's only, I feel, I've been through this, I'm going through that, I got this going on, I need prayer, I need this, I need that, I need. Not like I have something to give, I have something to share. Look what the Lord is doing. Yo, it takes a lot to become this Ruby, y'all. It takes a lot to get away from being self-centered. Men and women. So we be having that sometimes, like a man to come in and just all feelings and emotions, like, bruh. And in our group, we be real like, bruh, right now you sound like you need to be over there on the women's group. Like, because we all going through stuff. But what is the focus? The focus is I'm going to talk with wisdom. I'm going to give faithful instruction when I speak. I don't care what I'm going through. Because me and God dealing with that. It ain't for everybody to know what I'm going through. Me and God dealing with that. All right. All right, we're going to finish out these verses and we're going to close. I didn't forget what I was going to say at the end. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Do y'all remember when it says for the older women to teach the younger women how to stay busy in their households, how to keep their hands to something, how to can vegetables and fruits, how to can things and put it away, even when it's not necessary at the moment. But I know I need to keep my hands busy because I can laugh when the days come when they need my canning. When they need my canning. I'm using wisdom now. I'm canning and planting things and producing things and being profitable. I'm not sitting with the bread of idleness at my house and depression is my friend and stress has me all over the place. Right? I'm making muffins and bread and all these kind of things for my household. Come on, man. Telling you. You don't have to be stressed and depressed and oppressed and the desk. Stay busy at the work the Lord has called you to do. Then you don't have time. So when you talk to people, hey, I made these amazing cookies. God taught me how to make them without sugar. God been teaching me in the kitchen. Don't worry, we got more parts. This, bro, if I could show y'all my notes, I got like 30,000 scriptures over here. So we're gonna be on this for a minute, because this is a reminder. Look, this is a teaser for when I come back in 2 weeks or a week from now, whatever. Like, let's get on it, men and women. Let's get on it. Let's take the. That's what I'm doing this week. I'm taking time out to work on some inner things that I need to work on. I need a break. I need to work on some things that I need to work on with my Lord. So take a break and do it, man, and get right. Like, let's not have that cubic zirconia talk. You know what I'm saying? Let's share recipes, right, Miss Sheila? Let's just share recipes. Let me not hear, oh my goodness, it's finna be another 15 minutes to listen to this person talk about how sad they are. Like, no, bro, let's get on it. Get pumped for the things of the Lord. Don't get excited when you tell a depressing story. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed. My bad. Her children. Remember what it says about children a while ago? If you operate like this, how do children see you? Hey, so by you letting your husband teach you how to help and love and respect and do all this to him, your children are going to eventually call you blessed. Mama is the best. She is blessed. That's what happens. So it's okay to listen. It's okay to kill all that foolish pride, because all it do is keep you lonely and stressed and depressed and blah, 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 whatever. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. He tells everybody, hey, bro, remember what the Bible says about the gospel? It's like a man found a valuable gem and went and hid it in the field. And then he bought the field. That's how her husband see her. Bruh, my wife, bruh. Like, what you need? My wife got you. Hey, babe, I need you to make this. I need you to cook that. I need you to, and she gonna do it. And she not gonna be like, wow, I ain't finna be doing that. And we ain't got number $20. I ain't finna be taking my $20 and going to buy nobody no. Like, you don't want that. You want somebody like, okay. Anything else, Lord? Right? Then Sarah called Abraham, my Lord. Anything else you need, my Lord? Let me whip up that rice. Let me whip up that chicken. Let me whip up these things that my husband just asked me. Here you go. Go do what you need to do. Yo, it's too much like right. The Bible is too much like right. We're not walking in heaven being cubic zirconians. I can just say that again. Oh, man, we're going to run over 5 minutes, but it's okay. We're going to have 5 minutes we run over. Many women do noble things. So you can have a moment of being noble. That does not mean you are noble. Look what it says. Many. There's a lot of women that's able to do a great act. A great act. And they can act that way for 20, 30, 40 years and still be a cubic zirconian. Because they believe their job is to turn their husband's head in the direction they want to. They're the neck and he's the head. They believe it in their heart. They're supposed to be turning his head like this. They believe that. And you can act like that and do that for a long period of time. And God don't even look at you as like a submissive, obedient, respectful woman. Many women do noble things. But being a noble, virtuous woman is just in you. A ruby is not trying to be a cubic zirconian. Because a ruby is just a ruby. A diamond is just a diamond. I don't want to be a cubic zirconian. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting. And when we just say that, a man will look like, oh, okay, she bad, but hey, I got a virtuous woman here. That's what happens. So all that beauty, looking stuff, it don't keep them. What keeps a man is your conduct, your character. That's what keeps them. Zola, come on now. Sore. I don't know where Rory is. You got to tell me that. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. If she fears the Lord, she is to be praised. If she fears the Lord. See, if a woman, remember it talked about reverent, the older woman should be reverent. That's fearful. That means respectful. A woman that is reverence toward the Lord and respectful, she's going to be like that with her husband. But first, she needs to be like that with her husband if she hasn't been taught properly. Before she got with her husband. Her husband, who is godly, is going to teach her how to fear the Lord. And she needs to listen. Honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. Now I need to say this last thing. I got you, Michelle. There's a lot of truth in the pride of lions. All right. If you look, there's a lot of truth in the pride of lions. Amanda, I'm gonna come on. I don't understand that question. I'm gonna get you to explain what you're asking. There's a lot of truth in the pride of lions. Let me ask this question. In the pride of lions, who do the hunting?
The lioness.
The lioness.
Women lions, yep.
So the women are responsible for going out and getting the food and stuff, right?
Yep.
If it's too big of a task, who steps in?
The lion.
Are y'all is it clicking in your head what I'm saying? Is it?
The lion also protects the male.
That's right. The lion job is to protect, to make it a pride, a functional pride that has the women, children, and all this kind of stuff. And when it's time for the lion, the little cub boys who grow up and they challenge the male, what happens? What happens? What do they do when the males become about 2 or 3 years old and they start to challenge the alpha male in the lion? What do?
They actually put them back into their place.
No. The lion, along with the lionesses, the mother, they kick them out and make them go start their own tribe.
Yeah, they leave them for 3 months.
No. This is not when they born. I'm talking about when they 2 and 3 years old and they start to buck. And they start to become big. The lion kicks and the lioness backs him up and kicks him out of the house and makes them go and become independent lions.
Go get their own pride.
Yeah.
There's a real man. I love lions, bro. That's right, Lisa. I love, because the Bible talks a lot about lions, don't it? So shouldn't we have shouldn't we probably observe them and how they operate? Talks a lot about lion and sheep. But this is the truth though. So a man comes in and builds the house, right? He builds the house, and he's the protector of the house. Think about what I'm saying. What's the woman's job?
Make that house a home.
I like how you said that. Make it a home.
Teach, do it all. So they need the man come in.
See, when a man builds a house, he has given his woman a job now. Making the house a home is an eternal, infinite job. She's always cooking. She's always cleaning. She's always planning something profitable, starting business, having this going on, helping this. You see what's happening? But we don't stop to admire what God put in place. Why would he make lions this way and tell us about Jesus is the lion? He's the protector. And we are like the lionesses. It's true. So, a lot of truth in that. Something to think about when you just want to be taken care of No, you need to be working. You need to have your hands busy. Sister Sheila, you got up and started working. I think you're gonna put a little envy in these women by you folding clothes and washing dishes. And no, let me stop. No, but on a serious note, it is highly important to understand the role of a godly woman. And then guess what she'll stop doing? Putting so much stress on a man in his life. She understands, oh, I got arms and a feet. You know what I'm saying? I got, you know what I'm saying? I've been taught well. A woman goes and get the food. You want me to explain that? So a man protects, provides, and all these things, right? I'm gonna share something real quick. I'm gonna keep it simple. This is one of the biggest problems. This is why a lot of women out working right now. This is one of the biggest problems. Just say you meet a man, right? And his monthly bills is $1,000. And he's able to handle it and manage it. Y'all got that? Y'all hear that part? His bill's $1,000. Now bringing you in, his bill's $1,500, right? I'm trying to use some examples, right? But you don't like where you live. You don't like where you live. You don't like the environment that it is, and you want your children in a better place, right? So you come in and say, I want this, that, and other thing, right? Make it for me. Y'all listening to this? But you doing that increase all the bills to $7,000. What happens now? Oh, nobody had nothing to say?
It's part of the climb out of the situation.
But what happens? What do she have to do now?
She's got to do her part and add to the pot.
Yeah, save, increase.
Hey, look at everybody. She got to help now. But it was already set up where she don't even have to work when she came in. But because of her discomfort, because of what she desires, because of her being idle and looking at social media and what everybody else got, now, see what happens? Oh, y'all. They can have kids.
Yeah, she's wanted her way to making it a struggle for the household to even make it.
That's the problem. Then she got to go out and work. She didn't have to work when she came in. He took care of everything. And then when the kids come, he teach them how to be simple and not want many things. They get one toy until they 10 years old and they'll get another toy then. Oh, that's too much like what I'm talking about right now. That's what happens. Our desires create disorder. Our desires create disorder. Because you should, man, I taught this a lot. You should create one desire in your life, and that's to please the Lord. Do everything the Lord said. When you create all these desires because you see what's going on in the world and you want this and that and other thing, then guess what? You're going to have to go out and work. And then your children that you were so worried about their environment is now going to be raised by a demonic system. And there's no one to blame but your desires. And now you work and you're tired and you're stressed out and blah, blah, blah. And now you come home, you're so stressed out. You're going to need to throw something in the microwave. Your desires can create disorder. It's already set up. Look, I'm gonna finish. So oh, great. So I can just end it now. I see right now something just happened online. So I'm gonna end it right now. YouTube, Facebook, go back and rewatch it. Hit me up if we need to talk. You need help. You know what I'm saying? Join the group. But we'll talk to y'all another time. Peace, grace, and love. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.